Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. Welcome in. How are you all doing? Before we get started, audio, visual quality, everything, let me know please. Let me know how it is. I would really appreciate that. Let's have a quick look. Quality could be a little bit better. Wonder if there's something I can do about that. Welcome Adam. Welcome Pablo. Master Duelist, Hostrag, Daniel, Alex, Matty Zooks. Welcome in. Why is the quality so dodgy? It's alright on the screen, it's just my camera. We've got a lot to get stuck into today. We certainly do. Good and bad. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be though. There's a lot of good in there. There's a lot of positive stuff. How you all doing first off? Sounds great, thank you. Audio good. I just want to see if I can do something about the audio, about the webcam quality. It's a little bit weird. Before we get cracking. First of all, guys, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts were on the deep dive. We'll get some votes out. We've got Ray, welcome in. Icy Volcano, That Real Fat Man. Alfie Boy. KV Nundaskull. Haven't watched any of the deep dives yet, so everything new to me. Yeah, the trailer. So the trailer, first of all, didn't actually show a lot. The deep dive was far better, far more detailed, as they always are, which is why we go through them on these streams. We've got quite a bit to get through. They do ramble on at times, but sometimes they ramble on without actually saying much. So I did have to try and read between the lines. We're going to go through manager career mode, and we're also going to go through player career mode, some improvements to both. And I'm fairly optimistic with regards to both. One thing I will say is, and I've seen someone already mention it, the gameplay. They were showing little kind of clips of the gameplay along the way, and it looked like really bad. Like for a start, look here, look at the space between Newcastle's defence and midfield. It's not only half the pitch. So there was that. There was a lot of skatiness that I saw at times. There was one where Haaland kind of like went through on goal. Don't know if I'll be able to find that, but yeah, there was a little bit of that. Now, obviously, when we get the game, we'll get sliders and hopefully we'll improve at least partially, that sort of thing. But yeah, the base gameplay, not good. What we got? I see improvements in more control around your team. New tactics are interesting. I wonder how well it works. Says Ray. Yes, we will get through that. Sam Armstrong, welcome in, my friend. Me and my bro Pat Keys and Gabe Itch. No idea what that means. Oh, I do actually. Thankfully, I staggered it as I said it. So, Adam, deep dive is another term for a complete waste of everyone's time. Streaming pilot. Definitely got more expected in some areas. Colonel Von push up. I'm a little excited for career mode this time. Peter looks good so far. I just finished reading the manager mode and I love it. Right, so let's go through the tweaks, shall we? Actually, I'll put a vote out first. Shall I? You guys can see behind the scenes a little bit here. How excited are you for career mode now when doing caps? So, are you very excited? Are you slightly meh or not at all? Let me know. By the way, this should be the last time I'm having to use it on one screen today. Hopefully after this, should be good with the dual setup. So that'll be nice. Right, so EA have no concept of compactness in defence yet. It's very true. Are there any big changes? Yes. New builder, hello, welcome in. GG King, welcome. Ellis, welcome in. Right, so yeah, let's start going through the changes. There are some big changes in some areas. The one thing, naturally, we'll talk about online career mode at the end. So they've gone a big thing with this kind of tactical vision. Now, a lot of you who watch this are probably into custom tactics on FIFA because obviously you subscribe to me and it's a fairly big part of the channel. This actually doesn't do a whole lot for us tactics nerds, because what tactical vision does is it basically just allows you to set on. They got kick and rush. That's the first time I've seen that actually. Set a base one, so you know you've got tiki-taka wing play, for example. But what that then does is, as you'll see, it will lock you into certain things to do that. So if you want tiki-taka, for example, you have got to have slow build-up play, which is alright, fine, that's normal. But then you have to have a certain depth. You have to have a certain kind of width. The same with wing play as well. It will lock you into certain parts of the custom tactics, so to speak. So that's not really, if you want full, that's good for like a newcomer to the game who just wants a kind of basis. They don't really have a great knowledge of football. That's very good. For us, that doesn't really do anything. Now, thankfully, you can change it to custom, so you can just do what you want. But that will impact the coach's XP, which we'll talk about later on when we get into coaches. So this tactical vision thing isn't quite very good for a kind of avid or hardcore career mode player or tactics guy or girl. So yeah, unfortunately that doesn't really do what we'd have thought. Looks good so far. Just finished reading the manager mode and I love it. Yes. Joe says, I'm hoping they add more online stuff, like hopefully online career mode. Yeah, we'll get onto that. Master Julie, so I was really hoping for more creator club features such as stadium builder and kit sponsors. I was a bit disappointed to find that there were no new creator club features. Well, there actually are some. There is one that's very minor with regards to sponsors on kits, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. But everyone was so many people. I remember seeing those like in the know news pages that were saying stadium builder coming to career mode, all this stuff. Like, yeah, that's obviously not happening, is it? New builder, will the Patreon change for this season? Depends how you mean. If you mean like the prices and stuff, no. New features and stuff, yeah, there might be some tweaks to that, which I'll reveal in due course. So yeah, tactical visions don't really do a whole lot for hardcore players, unfortunately. So as you see here, so here we go, this shows it better. So let's say, for example, if you have wing play, I think this one is wing play, isn't it? Should we build this up? If you have wing play as your tactical vision, you'll see here you are actually locked into having this. It also said for, if I can find it, if you have counter-attacking tactical vision, you have to have forward runs, which I disagree that you shouldn't be locked into that, because ultimately you might be a counter-attacking team, but your fast, quick counter-attacks might be, let's get it up to a striker quickly, direct, long ball, and then play off him from there. So it doesn't have to be forward runs. So I think they have dropped the ball a little bit there. But it's good for, as I say, newcomers, new players. Any tactical vision can be applied to any formation in the game. Yes, that's fine. tactical vision scouting. So they have made tweaks to the scouting in career mode. And part of this, one of the filters they will add is tactical fit. And it will suggest a player to you based on that tactical fit. So that's good. I really like that. That's going to obviously prioritise certain attributes. What are they good at? And how they fit into that type of scheme. So that's good. On top of that, we also have overall condition, which ranges from backup to world class, which means that you can use that. And I'm presuming they have ones in the middle like starter or rotation player, etc. And that's basically going to suggest you a player within that kind of overall range. I really like this. This is good. This is going to suggest players that are going to be more realistic to what you're looking for. So that's good. We've also got one for play styles as well. If you want a certain play style in a player, you've got that. Probably not something I'm going to look for personally. Maybe a dead ball specialist, I suppose, if you want a set piece specialist. But not much more. But that's good. That's good. So they've changed the scouting, tweaked that a little bit. Looks a little bit different, as you can see. One thing I can't see here, which does concern me a little bit, is like the league or nationality, for example. Can't do like free agents. Whether this is like an added menu on top of the original scouting menu that we've got, hopefully, because otherwise that would be a little bit of a ball ache, or a huge ball ache. But we'll see. What are you guys saying? I don't know how long online career mode would ever work. So we'll talk about online career mode later on, because that will go in the negative section. The tactical vision and how they affect coaches is worrying. Yes, we'll get onto that very shortly. I don't think that we mentioned all I actually want though, and that is online career mode. I think player career, we've got a lot of new and amazing features, says Master Duelist, especially the feature when you can choose your next club destination. Yes, we'll get onto that. And Even says, how are you doing, Brom? Hello, welcome in. How are you doing? What's happening with this vote, with this poll, by the way? What are people saying? Slightly. Seems like people are generally excited for it. Okay, it's good. It's good. Right, so now we've got the next big feature and addition, which is coaches. Now, coaches, they did ramble a little bit on, and I'm still a little bit confused, but I do know the general basis of it. So with coaches, you've got two elements to them. You have got tactical knowledge and player development. So player development, we'll get into shortly, obviously. That is to do with how they, like their growth, you know, their ratings growth. Tactical knowledge is going to be, or is going to affect basically their stat boosts within games. So let's go through it. You've got novice, accomplished, and expert. And obviously you can hire different coaches. You can have many coaches, which we'll talk about shortly. And then what was the bit? Coaches earn XP on a tactical vision through matches played, and so much more through match wins. The XP gained on a tactical vision contributes towards reaching the next knowledge level, etc, etc. So for example, your coaches, let's say you want to, and this is the whole tactical vision thing, you want like a tiki-taka tactical vision. You will hire coaches who have hopefully expert knowledge in tiki-taka. And what that's going to do is when you reach this star rating with all your coaches, your players will then get a boost within their games. So it's a little bit confusing. I'm not explaining that very well. This should hopefully show it a bit more. So, for example, when coaching staff is in place, when a tactical vision is selected, the game automatically picks the best coach with the best knowledge. The knowledge and head coach can increase attributes of players in their department. So the higher the knowledge level is, the more attributes can be. So let's say, for example, if you have a wing play tactical vision, for example, you have a wing play coach and he's an expert in that wing play, they will then boost these attributes in game. So as you can see for Jack Grealish here in this case, his crossing, his sprint speed, his acceleration, his dribbling will be boosted because he's a winger and it's a wing play coach. So you see here all of the kind of boosts, and these are the boosts that they're getting as novice, accomplished, expert. A little bit confusing, I know, but this bit doesn't matter as much to me because I'm always less interested in kind of players getting boosts in each game. Like, you know, when you've got the training and they've got like 100 sharpness and 100 fitness and they've got like a +6 boost or something. I don't really like that. It's a little bit unrealistic for me. So I try not to focus on that so much. I'm happy to just have my players on a standard sharpness so they're not getting the boosts, and instead focus on their overall general ratings with the training, etc. What are you guys saying? Blaze, welcome in. What we got here? How you doing, mate? Norwegian boy, welcome in, my friend. Is there anyone who's about to create a club? Kit sponsors, for example, are there authentic sponsors or just generic ones? Well, I'll show you very shortly when we come on to it, but I believe it was just generic ones. So yeah, a little bit confusing is the kind of tactical vision. Player development is where it becomes better. So as you can see, each coach has a 1 to 5 star rating in each kind of position group. So attacking, midfield, defensive, goalkeeper. What then happens is you can hire multiple coaches for each group. So for example, for your attackers, you can hire multiple coaches assigned to the attackers. The amount of coaches you can hire is based on your club, so their finances, their stature, their standing, all that stuff. So obviously, if you're Bayern Munich, you're going to be able to hire far greater number of coaches than if you're, you know, Carlisle United, for example. And what the goal is here is you want to reach this amount of star levels. So let's say you've got 5 coaches, 5 defensive coaches. You will have, let's say you've got an ideal rating of 25 star. You'll need all 5 of those coaches to be 5 star, because then that will equal 25. And once they do, that will then give you the biggest boost for training. So let's say, for example, you see how it says here, players got, Ben Chilwell, for example, has got 5 weeks until he grows an overall rating. If you've reached this ideal threshold, they will achieve that quicker. If you're not on the ideal threshold, it will stagnate more. So basically, they're giving a boost to player development. They're giving a boost to changing positions, training, all that good stuff. So obviously, you want the best coaches. And as I can say, you can have multiple coaches in each position. So this is quite good. I really like this bit. You obviously got the weekly salaries, so you have to bear in mind your budget. When you fire a coach, you have to give them a severance package, as it mentions, and that's all really cool. There was one bit that I thought about here. Oh yeah, so it's coach management. You can hire coaches, you can fire coaches, etc. Coaches can be moved freely in between departments. So as you can see here, if you want to swap someone from a defense to attack, you can do that. That's nice and easy. That's good. I like this addition. Really, really good, positive stuff. Think it probably could have been done a little bit different with regards to tactical elements. But with regards to the development, that's all good. Higher stars equals better development, basically. Reach the threshold and your players will grow faster. Very easy. Nice. Well done, EA. I'm not going to lie, you size FIFA gameplay doesn't need large changes. We finally passed that point. It's more the in-depth stuff which looks like they're going for. Yeah, I mean, with sliders, obviously, we can do that. Wayne says training is so boring. Yes, well, I believe training has been altered and changed. I don't know for sure because they don't actually reveal for sure here. But they say we've revamped the team training system. And what it is here is it looks like now what will happen is you can basically pick one of these things. So energy focused, balanced, you've got, if it scrolls along here, performance focused. You can toggle that for each player or each position group, and that's going to lead one towards sharpness or one towards fitness. So I'm hoping that rather than you having to go through and do the slog of skill games and like loading each players, like loading all your players into each training session, etc. It's just a huge slog that like most people don't do, and I absolutely hate, as you guys know. I'm really hoping this means that they've got rid of that system and instead we've just got this, and it's all done for you, and all you need to do is set whether you want them to be more performance focused or sharpness focused. So for example, in pre-season, when the season just starts, they'll obviously have low match sharpness. So you will then want to, in this case, put it on, if it will show it here. We got it somewhere? They're going to show it all? No. Here, so all out energy, for example. So when you've got low sharpness at the start of pre-season, they need match sharpness. Then you'll put it on all out energy as like a pre-season to boost their match sharpness. Then when you get into, say, like November, December, or the real busy part of the season, you got fixtures coming thick and fast, then you might want to change it to all out performance, where, or it's the other way around actually. So all out performance will boost the sharpness. The other way, which is energy focus, means that it will preserve their stamina more and have less of a focus on sharpness. So we got there in the end. But I'm really hoping that as a result, this means that you don't have to do that sloggy training anymore. Please, 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 please. One thing they've also done is they've implemented a copy last function to allow you to set your last manually selected training plan to other players. So very good. So hopefully this means the training has been completely revamped to like this, because this is much easier. This is much better. This is just, well, one, more realistic. You just set a plan for the player, and two, just less of a slog. Like, so boring. Like going into, like, you have, let's say you have a training session in FIFA Career Mode every other day. You have to go into each training session every other day, and you have to load the skill game that you want, and then you have to load the players that you want for each skill game, and you've got 3 skill games, so you've got to do that every single training session. And it's just such a slog. You can't even load previous session. I don't like it. So this, hopefully, if it is what I'm thinking it is going to be much better. We'll have to wait and see, though, whether they have actually fully revamped that old system as well. What are you guys saying? If there is a balanced option in there, it will be the go-to. I won't touch that, I'm afraid. So, yeah, potentially. Having said that, though, if you're finding that even on balanced, when you've got a lot of congestion with fixtures, your players are still suffering from kind of low stamina stuff, you may end up wanting to change that to something that's more energy focused. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Are you going to do a vid on what one is the best? That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. We'll see how that one goes. Oofy Red Panda, hello, welcome in. Matty Zucks, it looks like those pre-game drills to improve certain attributes for the game will still be there, but you can do that prior to an individual game. Yeah, and that's really to, we'll get onto that, but that's really to boost, here we go, pre-match preparations. So first things first, a good thing, a nice improvement, we have pre-match reports, and these are before every single game in career mode. You will get a report on your opposition. This includes the potential lineup, predicted formation, factoring in match availability, details on their tactics, description of their offensive, defensive styles, etc. So it shows you what their kind of style or system is. So in this case, Liverpool, we've got gegenpressing, defensive style, offensive style. It shows you their key players. It also shows you where they are in the league and their previous 5 matches, so their recent form. This is nice. I like this. Very basic feature, but just a nice little touch and addition. It means that you get less into this kind of autopilot of each game, and it just adds a little bit of value to each game that you go into. So I like this feature. Like I say, nice and easy, but just a nice little touch. And I think people will like that. What do we say? I'm really liking the pre and post match stuff. This is deeper nerd stuff that we want. Yeah, exactly. So this stuff is, it's just a nice little nerdy tweak, I guess, so to speak. Something that likes more depth. People who like more depth will appreciate these kind of factors. So we've then got match ready training, which I'm not interested in at all, to be honest. What match ready training is, when you've got more knowledge of your opponent after your report, you can then do match training sessions, so pre-match training sessions. And what they do is they unlock temporarily play styles. Let's say, so we'll use their example. For instance, let's say you hope to aerially dominate your next opponent in their box. Successfully completing the game crossing scenarios drill will equip your strikers with a power header playstyle, wingers with whipped pass playstyles, and defensive midfielders with an aerial playstyle. And obviously, that will account for all range of playstyles. So, I personally don't like that feature. I have no problem with it being in there. Obviously, some people might like that. That's fine. I'm not bothered about adding temporary play styles. I just want my team to play how I want my team to play. I want a long-term development plan. So I won't be taking part in them. But if you guys like that, then yeah, no problem. More power to you. But again, it does kind of play into, as I was saying, it just adds a bit more value to each game. So there is that. I can absolutely appreciate that. I have high hopes, but some things will be wrong or there will still be glitches. Yeah, hopefully not, but you're probably right. You can train everyone. Yes, going back to the training quickly. Yes, you can train everyone. So as it says, we go scroll down. If we get there in the end, here we go. Yeah, so you can go through each individual player and set his thing, or, which is good as well, if you don't kind of want that kind of don't want to spend as much time on it, you can do it in either player groups such as first team, subs, reserve players, etc. I think it said maybe you can do it in positional groups as well. No, it didn't say that, but yeah, you can do it starting 11, subs and reserves. So yeah, you can train everyone. You can train everyone, which is very good. Next, so pre-match preparations. Yep, that's done, and I like that as well. Tactical view. Now, some people like to, and this has been quite a highly requested one, not for me personally. They've obviously added this spectate option in career mode now, and with that you get all of these different, if I can boost that quality up a little bit, you get all of these different, here we go, I'll show you this Harlem thing in a minute with the gameplay. All of these different tactical views, so you can be there, you can be in the over here, you can be like in the corner here, and that will allow you to spectate the game in a whole range of different views. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. People want to do that as to feel maybe more as a manager, for example. I personally think if you're going to do that, you may as well play Football Manager. However, I have no problem with it. An added feature, people wanted that, so no problem at all. I think some people will play that. I know people were trying to do like director of football saves, and they wanted to be able to spectate as a result, which is fine. Remember that a director of football obviously doesn't have control over training or tactics or lineup, etc. So it still wouldn't really replicate a director of football save. But if you can find a way to do that, then absolutely fine. No problem with that. One thing I will say is, we're just having a look here. Just when I kind of looked at this, this is kind of when I say the gameplay looks really bad. Like, for example, just Haaland just casually just strolling through here. You know, just not very good. Hopefully sliders can fix that. Dynamic moments, we've already seen this, but obviously they've added the Ballon d'Or ceremony. No problem at all. I personally hate the Ballon d'Or in real life. I think it's a popularity contest, but it's no problem at all. You're going to have the end of season awards ceremony. You've obviously got the bus trophy parade, which is all really cool. So that's good. Just more added cutscenes, greater immersion, adds a bit of quality to it. Absolutely love that. Should also mention, if any of you guys haven't seen it, they haven't shown a video on here. You have Eric Cantona presenting the Ballon d'Or to you if you win it, so that's really fun. Talking about seagulls and all that, as he does. Yeah, and obviously you got the open top bus trophy parade, which will represent the conclusion of a season which has seen your team win at least one trophy, but will bring together all the trophies you have won. So all the trophies that you've won in a season will be on that open top bus parade. And then obviously, as I've said, Manager of the Year and Player of the Season awards will be presented to the winners in extravagant galas. So yeah, that's cool. Unpopular opinion, but the Ballon d'Or is shit, says GG King. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a personality, it's a popularity contest, isn't it? But like, there you go. Duarte, I've developed the impression for watching career mode devolve into this. I would be so happy if they give us more sub players, says Blaze. I potentially think there are 9 subs now. I feel like I've seen that somewhere. I can't remember though. We'll have a look. Looks exactly like the last several FIFAs where AI just doesn't play defence, says Matty Zux. Yes, precisely. So, yeah, there is that. Right, additional improvements. Colossal Storm, welcome in, Stevie boy. Having a game on FM later, I do believe. Are we not? Looking forward to that. So additional improvements. We've expanded the amount of clothing and accessory options for managers, including some requested items such as hoodies, tracksuits, sweater shirt combos, as well as glasses. All good. Our list of kit templates for Create Your Club has been expanded to include a variety of models that are featuring chest sponsors. So there you go. You have sponsors in a vague way in Create a Club. They were very vague about that, which doesn't fill me with much promise. Doesn't seem like you're going to be able to alter that too much or anything, but they are there. We've redesigned the decision-making process of the AI when determining whether they want to add a buy clause or not when you loan out a player to them. We've implemented a point system that will evaluate the buy clause, so the quality of player, how the team's transfer budget will be required to buy the player, and if the club lacks squad depth in that area. They've also had a change to the AI shopping list to make sure that board priority a club has for youth development will play a role in determining how much they would look for promising players. So expect tougher competition from the likes of Man City and Real Madrid to sign stars of the future. So, yeah, that's it for Manager Career Mode. Should I give my negative thoughts, conclusions now, or should we move on to Player Career Mode first? We'll summon Manager Career Mode first. So, vamped so that you don't have that slog anymore. That would be absolutely huge. The coaches, I really like that, particularly with regards to the stars for development. Tactical vision, not so much. But I do really like that addition. What else do we have? Obviously, changes to the scouting, which is absolutely fine. The tactical vision itself, obviously for someone like me, and I know plenty of you watching this, if you're big into custom tactics, this won't do anything for you. It'll just lock you into certain stuff rather than giving you complete freedom. So, yeah, I don't like the addition of that. Pre-match preparations, that's really cool. Just a nice added touch to have your pre-match report. You've obviously got the pre-match ready training as well, which again, I'm not going to bother with, but there you go. And then with the tactical view, again, something I'm not going to bother with, but I appreciate a lot of people want Spectate Mode, so that's absolutely certainly a good feature. It's glad to see they finally listened to something that people want. And then dynamic moments with the added cutscenes as well. It's all good. So, yeah, a lot of good features, a lot of good additions to Manager Career Mode before we get on to Player Career Mode. A couple of things I've got to mention though. One, online career mode. Come on, where is it? There's no excuse. There is no excuse now. And can I just say, so I need to show you guys this. If I find a way to get back onto it. We've got the thing right here. So I feel like when I say something, people want to challenge it. People have to challenge it and get back at me. But when someone else says it, like, oh yeah, okay. So for example, I commented on the trailer a couple of days ago how there needs to be an online career mode. And just everyone was just after me, like, no, it's not necessary, just play Ultimate Team, stop dreaming, etc. But then when someone else says it, for example, B Ford here says it, and everyone's just like, oh, yeah, all right. You know, or down here, there was a lady who said it as well, and everyone's just like, oh, yeah, agree. No replies, just all upvotes. But when I say it, everyone's gunning for me. Why do people have to challenge me? Why not everybody else? So, yeah, just something I had to mention. So, online career mode. It's long overdue. It's long overdue. So for those of you who are wondering what online career mode actually is, because people in the comment were saying just play Ultimate Team or just play Pro Clubs. So, well, they're not anything alike. As I said in my comment here, if you want to know what an online career mode would look like, see Madden, which is another EA game. So they've already got it in another EA game, or Football Manager, which is another football game, to see what an online career mode would look like. Basically, let's say, for example, I pick Blues, I pick Birmingham to manage in a career mode, an online career mode, and Adam Bush, for example, picks Bristol City. We will both be managing Birmingham and Bristol City each in our online save. We advance at the same time, and we play the games at the same time. So we're just part of the same save, basically. And that's what online career mode is. So it just allows you to play with your friends. It's not a single player experience. And whenever you want to advance, obviously you both have to click advance before it goes on, simulates time. So that's what an online career mode would look like. It's not be like, oh, every single time you play against someone, it's going to be like against another player, like it around the world. It's just you and your mates in the same save, basically. That's what an online career mode would look like. Now, they have it in Madden, another EA game, as I say. You can have up to 32 people, because there's 32 teams, in the same save, basically. And they also have it in Football Manager as well, online career mode, and I think you can have up to 32 people in that as well. And it's just brilliant. It just works, and it's great. And I've had plenty of saves. Steve, who's watching in this stream, me and him played Madden together on online franchise mode, played Football Manager together on online save. It's just brilliant. And I can't understand why, if you've already got it, like everyone's at, like, I can say. Let me put this another way, because I'm getting a bit irate here. I at least see a lot of the numbers with regards to career mode, because obviously with my YouTube channel, I get lots of people commenting stuff when I put the videos out there. Some stuff gains more traction than others. I believe that I know what are the most requested improvements for features in career mode. 1 is online career mode. 2 is youth academy improvements, youth teams, under 23s, under 18s, etc. And 3 is something that they've already done, isn't it? Was it the training that I was going to say? Or was it coaches? I think it was the training. So those are, in my opinion, the 3 most requested features. And online career mode is number 1 on that list. So everyone's asking for it. You've already got the technology for it because you use it in another game that you publish, Madden. So why is it not in FIFA as well? I just don't get that one. Just don't understand that one. Yeah, also in the F1. Yes, thank you. Is that Jose or Jose? Don't know how to pronounce that. Do apologise. Yes, another Madden, another EA game, F1. Obviously, it wasn't EA before, but it is now. Yeah, they have 2-player career mode. So why is this not in FIFA? That's what I want to know. Yeah, so people ask for online career mode everywhere. Yeah, exactly. So, Master Julie said something then. I think he said it should be called co-op career. Yeah, okay, call it co-op career mode. Fine, no problem, rather than online career mode. Yeah. But it should be in the game. So that's just one frustrating thing for me, that everyone's asking for it. Like, most people are asking for it, unless I comment for it, in which case people are against it. And it's time. It's long overdue now. And the other thing is a youth academy. Like, people are always asking for that. It's just been untouched. The youth academy is just has not been improved ever. So yeah, those are the 2 disappointments. I feel like the fact that they'd made this big thing about this change to EAFC 24, the name change, and that probably could have done with more. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. Well, I shouldn't say that. No, a lot of positive changes, but yeah, some things are nagging at me, and that online career mode is the big one. So yeah, there's that for manager career mode. Player career mode has some very good improvements to it. Let's go through that, shall we? Because I'm quite excited to get into player career mode this year. We've got the player agent, which we've already spoken about before. What the player agent does is it's basically going to put a greater effect on negotiations for one. It's going to allow you to set a target team, which basically means you can pick the next team that you want to move to. So rather than just you request a transfer and you're waiting for transfer offers and you're not getting the offers from the players that you want, from the teams that you want, sorry, now that's going to be a thing of the past, because what happens here is you can select a target team, and then what you've got to do is you've got to fulfill the objectives. And once you've fulfilled the objectives, then that team will make an offer for you through the player agent. Now, yeah, so that's really, really cool, really good. Finally, gives us greater control over our career. Now, there are some drawbacks to this. One, the objectives are baffling. So, for example, on Chelsea, we'll go on the Man City one here. For Man City, one of the objectives is bicycle kick goals. You've got to score 4 bicycle kick goals. Why is that an objective? When would that ever be a requirement? Really? Another one, let me find it. Where is it? Yeah. So here, it was that Brentford one then. Where is it? Can't I find it? So Brentford, the objective is you've got to score 5 fancy goals. What a fancy goal. What does that even mean? So the objectives need to be changed. They've got to do something about this before it comes out, which is going to be very easy to do because it's just the objective. It's not anything truly huge. So yeah, something needs to be done about that. But yeah, that being able to select your team, the target team, that's really, really good. You can also edit your wage request, etc., as you can see here. And when you edit your wage request, that will either raise or decrease the requirement. So if you increase this weekly wage request to say like 40,000, you may have to create 30 goals instead of 20, for example. So on and so forth. The agent evaluates your performance throughout the season and will just suggest clubs that might be suitable for you along the way, which will be a nice little feature. And then what else is that? Yeah, you have the weekly wage, etc. You can now be a free agent. Very good. I've been asking for this for so many years. This is good. If your contract with the current club is going to expire, you can renew it if the club is satisfied with your performance, or go looking for a new club as a free agent. Joining a club as a free agent provides a bonus to the weekly wage, so planned transfers can be financially beneficial. Absolutely huge. That is a great addition that I've asked for many years. Finally, we have it. So you can now be a free agent, run your contract down, and you even get something a little bit more tangible as a result, because it also means now that they're not got to pay a transfer fee for you, they'll put more in your wages, in your bonuses. Brilliant. Well done. Matty Zucks, what the fuck is a fancy goal? Exactly. But you've got to think about 2 things. One, they need to save features for later games to be able to continue selling games. They can't just give away all the features at once. FIFA has a lot more teams to keep track of than Madden and F1. There's a lot of teams, results stats, etc. I think that might be a reason for it. So that's a really good point with regards to, obviously, they have to save features for later on in the games. My counterpoint to that would be, one, I mean, the Youth Academy has been the same for many, many, many years. So that is long overdue changes. And 2, like with this whole we're changing to eafc 24, we don't need FIFA anymore. You'd have just thought there'd be more groundbreaking changes. But yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. I see where you're going with that. So yeah, some good stuff to player career mode in terms of the transfers, etc. You've got improved play styles, so basically just more play styles to select from. You can now have up to 7 active at a time. And When you progress to the last level of personality, if one of the personality types may become highly dominant, you will get access to turn one of your equipped playstyles into a powerful, more refined version called a Playstyle Plus. So basically, for anyone who plays RPG games, like a new game plus. And yeah, so new playstyles. You've got this focus camera. Now, they're not actually showing this, which is really annoying. I don't understand why they haven't done that. I want to know what this focus camera is, because they have a Beer Pro camera in the game already. So I want to know how this is going to change that. Is it first person? Probably not, because they haven't mentioned first person. Let's say it's going to be keep an eye on the ball whilst keep an eye on your player. Yeah, we kind of already had that. So we'll see. I don't really understand why they didn't have a embedded video here. That's really annoying. Ufi says online career mode could be hard since some leagues have different start and end times. Yeah, but I mean, they do it in Football Manager. It works in Football Manager. So yeah, just one of them. It also, in Football Manager, you can also toggle a thing, which means that your games are always played at the same time, so one person isn't waiting for the other. So it's like a Saturday, Wednesday formula. So yeah, I mean, it can be done. New builder, will the Women's League be in career mode or only in Ultimate Team? It will only be in Ultimate Team, yes, as Master Julie says. I would expect there to be movement on that within the next game or two, like FC 25 or 26. They obviously need to add enough leagues for there to be a viable career mode. They had what it had. They had the French League. They had the US Women's League, and they had the Women's Super League in England. They've now, for this year, they're adding Spain and Germany. So you got 5. I think they'll keep they didn't need to add more leagues, and then they'll have a viable career mode. So I think we'll probably get that at some point. Customization. This was a very underwhelming tab. They've added some more tattoos, and they've also added some face guards and goggles. But that was about it, really. No word on if they've got more hairstyles, etc., animations, celebrations, that sort of thing. Training updates. We've made 2 quality of life improvements. You can now participate in training sessions ahead of each match. You don't need to worry about missing a training session because you've advanced to the next match. As you play training sessions, you will also earn personality points to aid with your player development. So that's very much like the pre-match training sessions that we already spoke about in Manager Career Mode. And they've also spoken about the dynamic moments, which they mentioned in Manager Career Mode. So again, the cutscenes, Ballon d'Or, end of season awards, open top bus parade, all that good stuff. So player career mode, again, some features I've been looking for, like the multiple positions feature, the more like customization options, that sort of thing, haven't been added. But there's a lot of good stuff in here. The agent, selecting your team, that sort of thing. More enhanced play styles. Wait and see what this focus camera is. I really want to know. I just don't understand why I haven't shown an example of it. But there you go. But yeah, I think player career mode could be quite good. Could be quite good. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know. The focus camera is like a zoom when you have the ball. Oh, so kind of like when you do the power shot, is what you're trying to say. Is it? Because if so, that wouldn't do anything, really. But yeah, all in all, some good features announced for both player and manager career mode. Like I say, online career mode is the biggest one that I thought a few months ago this was almost a slam dunk to be included. I just had a feeling that they were gonna go in on this, but they didn't. So there you go. What else have we got? That's probably it. We haven't had any more news on like tactics in terms of instructions. Are there different tactical roles? Doesn't look like it. If we go back onto the manager career mode and have a look at the tactical vision, not holding my hope up really, because we have a look here, it looks a whole lot of the same. So obviously no fluid formations. Still the same old terminology, which really needs to be changed. So yeah, we'll see with regards to tactics. They've got some more. They have some more kind of deep dive still to go. So maybe we'll still get some more reveals. We'll see. But there you go. So yeah, that's probably it. All in all, like I say, I am encouraged. The gameplay has to do something either via sliders or normally, probably via sliders. Otherwise, obviously, I won't want to play it. You know, hopefully, judging by the fact that the sliders worked out fairly well this year, I'm hoping that we can kind of get that going. Because otherwise, obviously, you won't want to play the modes. But yeah, the new features, fairly encouraged. Like I say, I don't think it's been as bad as in some years previous. But I want to know what you guys think, so keep letting me know. Let me know in the live chat. One more thing I've got to say, for anyone who is on my Patreon or anyone thinking of signing up to the Patreon, 8 PM GMT tonight, we've got a good one coming for you. Where is it? Here it is. We've got Lee Carsley's England Under-21 Tactics. Won the vote by a staggering amount. Absolutely cleaned it out. And this one was really fun. So check out the tactics package, which will come out over the next couple of days as well, because still haven't finalised it yet, but it's going to rank highly. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. 8 PM GMT tonight. Keep an eye on that one. We've also got the Patreon Fantasy Premier League as well. If you haven't signed up for that yet, still lots of time. We've got a head-to-head league and a classic league, so you can do both. So that'll be really fun. So do get in that. You'll find all the details in the on the Patreon page or on the Discord, or when you sign up, you'll get an email with all the notices in. So yeah. That's probably it. Conman says, just a thought, maybe the chest cameras players were wearing in the US Summer Series could potentially be a data gathering exercise for a first-person camera in future games. Yes, very much so, because they've already got, if we have a look at the tactical view, they've already got what is supposed to be a first-person camera for the manager. Here we go, this sort of thing. Although that's not very first person, is it? But that sort of thing. So I think that there is definitely potential for that to be in future games. There's something they're toying with. So yeah, very much so. We could see first person camera in the future. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else that we've not covered? I just wondering. I feel like there was something, but I don't want to miss anything out. You know. Done coaches, player dev, coach management, training plans. Yeah. I think we've covered everything. Create a club. That's another thing. A little bit light on the improvements for that. Annoyingly, a stadium builder would have been nice. Like obviously choosing like the more control over the sponsors. That whole thing. That sort of thing. Pro clubs, not pro clubs tonight. Not pro clubs tonight, unfortunately, my friend. Would have been fun to add certain traits to managers. Yes, that as well. Would be nice. But yeah, I think we're ready to round it off. If you've enjoyed this, make sure to drop a like. If you've missed any of the live stream, I will update it with chapters probably tomorrow, so you can go back and check it out. It'll be embedded. And yeah, as I say, check out that Patreon tactic for Lee Carsley's England Under-21s later on. And with that being said, we're probably going to finish it there. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you for tuning in. It's been really good. Can we play as women manager? Yes, you can. You could already do that in previous FIFAs, but you can play as a female manager now as well. I just started playing FM23 console. It's made me appreciate both games. Yeah, exactly, FM23. Particularly on computer, on PC, is huge. Absolutely huge. Will you come out for a drink after the Birmingham City game v Bristol? No, because I am taking my good lady. So I doubt we'll be in on that. But yeah, that's it really. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Until the next one, I will see you soon.